Hello, hello, and welcome to Growing Edge Live Sunday session. I'm Allie Benjamin, and if you are joining us for the first time, whether you're here on Facebook or whether you're here on Zoom with us live, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. This is our weekly spiritual tune-in and tune-up here live from the Satya Center, and I'm Reverend Allie Benjamin, and welcome. Welcome. So I'm going to give people a moment to join us. I can see people coming online. Hello, Carol. Hi, Julie. And let's see who's with us here in Zoom. And if you, let me get there's Carol. Hi, Carol. So maybe we want to share the Zoom link, if someone could, on Facebook, that would be good, so people can join us here. Here we are. I can hear that bird singing outside. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hi, Mike. Good to see you. Can't see you, but I'm feeling you, seeing you with my spiritual eyes. Hi, Carol. Working on your art piece, loving it. So we'll just give people a moment. Michael, could you text some of our beings that I know would want to be here today and let them know that this is the link. I think there had been some confusion around the link. So good morning. Why don't we play a song while we're settling in? Have a little meditative moment. Here we go. Find one of my favorites. Oh, this is a good one.
You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place.
Welcome if you're jumping on. This is Daniel Namod singing Sacred Love.
Blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, God. Blessed peace is all that you are.
Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Natalia.
Show the way, God,
Namaste.
show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are
right. Well, good morning. Good morning from the Growing Edge here, Sunday live session. I'm Allie Benjamin, and I am so happy to be here. I look forward to Sundays. Every Sunday, I feel like I'm with my friends. We're still quarantining here in Big Bear Lake and haven't really been out at all other than to go for a walk every day. But I don't get a dose of being with people. And so as I see you jumping on Facebook, I see Michael, Natalia, Rhonda, who else is here? Mike, Carol, Julie, and some new friends. I feel like we're here together. And for all of those of you that are here on Zoom, welcome. We are Satya Growing Edge, and our vision is to inspire, support, and celebrate conscious evolution. So we get together every Sunday and Thursday, Sunday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time and Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, to share the good news that we celebrate that we can change our thinking and change our lives. We are a science of mind based group, and we share insights, philosophies, inspiration from people around the world throughout history, and we share that good news here every Sunday morning. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, someone's saying they don't have any sound. That would be on your own device, I believe. So go ahead and have a look at your sound and adjust that. So I'd like to invite us to take a moment to do some centering. Do a little meditation. So if you will, close your eyes. And become still and centered, and bring all of your awareness into your physical body, and allowing all of your senses, all of your sense perceptions, what you're hearing, what you're sensing. Just allow all of those things to take you even more deeply into this moment. Take a breath. Settle and arrive. Arriving in the here and now. Nowhere to be, nothing else to do. Simply be here now. Quiet, centered, available, and present. And just get a sense through what you're hearing. This is the soundtrack of life. And we hear this soundtrack of life and experience this moment anew every moment. Every moment there is a new something to hear, something to feel, something to see, even with the eyes closed. Notice what you're seeing and allow yourself to go deeper into this moment. Deep and abiding peace, stillness, and let's take a sigh together. Inhale. As we simply let go and let the universe carry us. It always is. We simply surrender to it now, knowing that all is unfolding in a particular order. All is unfolding in divine right timing. Right here and now, all is well. Feel your heart expanding, and maybe place your hand on your heart, expanding in gratitude for this moment, where you've given yourself permission to come together for a moment, a spiritual tuning into that which is eternal, tuning into that still small voice within, the voice of the universe that is always guiding, directing, if we have the ears to hear. So tune in now. Make that movement in consciousness that says, I'm here, I'm available, I'm present, and I actually am love's presence. And occupy that place of love, gratitude. And let's do another sigh together. Inhale. And when you're ready, open your eyes and be here now. Well, welcome, welcome. Sorry about all the dings. Can't turn the sound off and have the sound on at the same time. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe it is. So welcome, everyone. And all month long, we've been talking about the law of circulation, the law of abundance, that we actually are abundance. That's what we are. We're part of everything we see. So human beings aren't separate from everything else. We are one with everything. So we're one with the trees and the sky and the planets and the four-leggeds, the animals, our animal companions and our friends and all the things that we do and experience. We're all one. There's one thing happening, and it's this thing called life. And we're a part of life. So when we have an awareness of this, when we have an awareness of our oneness, we realize that our very nature is abundance. And so there's nothing lacking, there's nothing missing in the universe. Everything is here, everything is in its place. And when we mentally get that, when we have that realization, we say in Science of Mind, that realization, it goes beyond thinking about it and it becomes known. It becomes known. It's intrinsically what we're aware of, that we're a part of this ever-expanding, ever-flowing, ever-moving, ever-evolving thing called life. And we are it, and it's abundant. There's absolute potentiality and possibility when we have this awareness, this realization. And so knowing this, we realize that primarily we interact with this physical universe, with our bodies, with our physical bodies, and with our mind, with our brain. And so we can utilize our brain, our mind, and our bodies to interact in this co-creation, this quantum soup. And so when we have this awareness, we become what I call conscious co-creators. We become aware that we're aware, and we begin to understand some of the invisible laws of the universe, like the law of attraction, the law of reciprocity, the law of cause and effect, and we begin to see that we are causative in the world, that what we think about comes about. How we feel has an impact on ourselves, on our physical body, on our health, and it has an impact on our friends and on our relationships and everything that we interact and do. So we become conscious of being conscious. And when this occurs, then we're really in a place of power. Then we're in a real place of finding for ourselves what we're passionate about. And that's what I talked about last week. Be passionate and be a blessing. What are you most passionate about? And for those of you that have been on a path of self-inquiry for some time, you may have weeded out the things that you're passionate about that society has sort of encouraged, or your parents or your teachers, or watching the news media, or maybe when you went to school there was a particular popular thing that people should be passionate about. And you begin to transcend the old ideas of what you're here for, what you're passionate about, what your life's purpose and meaning is. And you start to really connect with your authentic or true passion, your true purpose for being here. And when you tune into that, and when you give yourself permission for that, because really owning your passion, you have to have a fair degree of self-worth and self-value, self-esteem. And so this, they call it a spiritual path. I think it's just evolution of the human being, the spiritual being. They say we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and once we wake up to that realization, then we start to listen to that still small voice within, the voice of the universe within our hearts. And then we begin to see that every desire, when we're coming from that place of oneness, that every desire is something to be examined and discerned. And as we truly find what's most meaningful for us, then that is the way we express in the world, is through those things that have meaning for us. And in that way, we're a blessing to the world. When I call it being in congruence, in psychology terms, cognitive dissonance, when our thoughts, our words, our actions, and emotions are all aligned, then we're waking up to who we truly are, and we're able to bring that true essence of who we are into the world in a very awake and aware and alive way. And so life is a continuous flow of blessings once we have the eyes to see and the ears to hear and the heart to give and the heart to receive. And it's that self-esteem, self-worth, that self-value that allows us to receive. In order to participate in this law of circulation, we have to be really great givers of our passion and great receivers of others' help, of others' passion. And so to serve others, and my talk today is be of service, and that's rule number 8 in that wonderful little book by Dennis Merritt Jones, The Law of Abundance. And so to be of service. So to serve others is to extend our essence, our spiritual energy, to enrich and make other people's lives better, and to enliven our relationships with our friends and family and with the world. Our intention in serving others sets the precedent for how the energy shall return to us. This is how the law of circulation works. So we can do good deeds, we can be in service, we can volunteer, but if our heart's not in the correct place, if we have an intention that says something like, well, I feel an obligation to give, or I feel an obligation to serve, and I have some sort of begrudged feelings around that, and I'm doing it merely from a place of obligation, then the universe hears that, life hears that, and then we don't fully experience the richness of serving unconditionally, serving selfless service. So we give not to receive, although receiving is just a natural benefit of serving. We always get what we give. So in that way, we're always receiving, but not from an intention of trying to get something. So selfless service is giving without an intention of getting anything. And in that place, when you, and this is Dr. Wayne Dyer says this, when you are able to shift your inner awareness to how you can serve others, and when you make this the central focus of your life, you will then be in a position to know true miracles in your progress towards prosperity. Now, prosperity, I'm not talking about financial prosperity necessarily, although financial prosperity is wonderful. It allows us to further our service, further our passions, and give ourselves even more fully to the world. So as we begin to understand prosperity is simply the outpicturing of our inner abundance. Prosperity is the outpicturing of our abundance consciousness, when we truly are in tune with the fact that we're like distribution centers, each one of us. We're individualized aspects of the divine, individualized centers, points of consciousness, points of physical. We have a physical ability to give. And so in that way, through our thinking, through our consciousness, and through our ability to actually move around in the world, we are distribution centers for God's love, for Spirit's love, for the universal energy. however you want to call it, whatever you want to name it, or however you frame that up, we are distribution centers to bring our essential nature, which is love, through our particular unique way of giving, of serving, into reality. William Arthur Ward said, the more generous we are, the more joyous we become. Isn't that true? The more cooperative we are, the more valuable we become. I love that. Being a cooperative component really gives us a sense of value when we can be a part of a team or work in something, on something where it takes a collaborative. We create a synergy that is an energy that's greater than the sum of its parts. So again, the more generous we are, the more joyous we become. The more cooperative we are, the more valuable we become. The more enthusiastic we are, the more productive we become. The more serving we are, the more prosperous we become. So you kind of get a sense of this when we have this sense of who we are as creative beings. We understand our value. We know what our passions are. We know that delivering our passions into the world is a blessing. And when we do that, we are in service to greater humanity. We are in service to the world. We are awake to who we are and what we're here to give and do and how we're here to serve in the world. So the payoff is when we serve others selflessly, we are recognizing them for their essential value, recognizing that they matter. When someone knows at the core, at the core level of their being, that they matter, they are intrinsically guided to demonstrate it in ways that ultimately serve others, and the circle is complete. Not for ourselves alone are we born, Marcus Cicero. Not for ourselves alone are we born. We are born to serve, each and every one of us. So I ask you, how are you serving? How are you serving? I know that we look out into the world these days. We see that there's so many people that are waking up to service. People are giving financially to organizations that are helping humanity. So many people are in financial need, physical need, medical need, emotional need. And so people are really serving. They're giving of their time, they're giving of their talents, and they're giving of their treasures or their resources, their monies. I see this on the news. Don't watch the news very much, but I read occasionally. I see this on social media. People I know that I've done several fundraisers for suicide prevention and suicide awareness and received just an outpouring of money for that organization. And I see this for other people. People are, instead of asking for birthday gifts, they're raising money for good causes. And so we're beginning to, I see that humanity is really sort of taken a quantum leap in opening their giving nature, opening their giving hearts, and really wanting to support each other as we wake up to our oneness, which is really what I see that this pandemic, this coronavirus has given us the opportunity to realize more fully as our oneness and our connection and how interdependent, interrelated that we all are, and that we really can make a difference even when we're in quarantine, even when we're in lockdown. We can make a difference by supporting each other financially, supporting each other with a phone call, supporting each other in many different ways. So how do you serve? In small ways, in big ways. We're not all here to be a Mother Teresa or Nelson Mandela or to save the world or in really flashy, bigger ways that we see some big organizations doing. We do it in our everyday lives. We do it simply. I know for me, I feel connected to my friends and the world on Facebook through posting pictures of the art that I paint. And so in that way, I feel like I'm in service, that my art is like a prayer. It's a blessing. And so I hope that you receive my art, my prayers, and my blessings. And I encourage you to think of ways that you can give. Maybe it's assisting someone with their groceries from the grocery store, helping someone cross the road, or or helping a young one. Maybe there's someone in your neighborhood that could do with a story being read to them, or maybe weeding someone's flower bed. I don't know. There's ways that we can help and serve out in our communities that would tell people that we're awake, we're aware of them, that they really matter and they're valuable in our lives. So that is my message today, to be of service, to find your seva heart. Seva is a Sanskrit word that means sacred service or selfless service. How can you be a selfless servant in your world and in your life? So let's take this into prayer. So let's take a moment to close the eyes and do an activation, knowing that right here and now where we are, we're connected, maybe through the internet, but more importantly and more realistically is through our heart energy. We're connected in love. We're connected in light, in information and energy through this quantum matrix. We're all connected and all one. And as we become aware of our interdependence, interrelatedness, interconnectedness, we know that we are surrounded by, immersed in, infused with an invisible law, an invisible mind, the mind of the universe that is always listening and always responding to us. And so I speak my word for each and every one listening, knowing that we are lifted up in love today. We are lifted up in the light of the awareness that we are unique, each and every one of us, unique, individualized expressions of love here on planet Earth at this particular momentous time in history, our history, to be love's presence and to be of service to humanity. So let's breathe into that and settle into this idea that as we place love and service at the very center of our lives, we see that everything that we do becomes a blessing, not only to ourselves, but to the world. That we are here on earth to bring God's love. We are the mind of God knowing, the heart of God loving, the hands of God serving, and the heart of God receiving, giving and receiving and giving and receiving. And we see this is going on around the world, that people are coming together, waking up, shifting, becoming more aware of who they really are. And in this way, as individual lights coming together in this awareness, we become the light of the world. Just see that in your mind's eye. People's hearts lighting up, that internal flame, that spiritual essence lighting up. And then as if we were sitting on the moon looking down at the earth, imagine all those lights creating a great sphere, an illumination on earth, bringing light to the planet, bringing our gift of love and service. And in this way, we support conscious evolution, human evolution. We're waking up, we're making that shift in consciousness from the me to the we. We're moving from being self-centered to selfless, to centered in self. Awakened, illumined, here to serve, listening, discerning, being vulnerable, and being creative, offering our creative essence to the planet. So I move into Thanksgiving. So let's move into Thanksgiving, hands on the heart, and just get a sense of all those things that you're grateful for, counting all of your blessings. You woke up this morning. We came online here together. We tuned in to that which is eternal together. So let us give thanks for this time together, for all those essential workers, everyone around this planet that is supporting people that are ill, that are those that have made their transition. God bless them. Those that have experienced the loss of losing a loved one, may our love and hugs be with you. All those that are supporting our young ones through this time of tremendous challenge and difficulty, and our seniors, and all those that are feeling isolated and alone, let them all feel our love now. And imagine waves of love and luminosity moving across the face of the planet, across the face of the deep. Giving thanks to all of those businesses that are coming back to life to serve us as we move more energetically out into the world together, giving thanks for the safety of our homes if we're deciding to stay home, giving thanks for the epiphanies and that which we're waking up to, our deepening relationship with life, our deepening awareness and realization around service, around giving. We have so much to be thankful for. And just take a moment to release, let go, let God, surrender, and know that without a shadow of a doubt, all that we want, all that we desire that serves humanity is flowing to us, in us, through us, with ease and grace, now and always and in all ways. Gently open the eyes. Welcome back. Thank you again for being here today. And if you've enjoyed this message and it served you, please share with us. And you can give us a donation. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We'd be happy to send you a receipt. You can Venmo Satya Center, Satya Center. And here's an affirmation for you and for the generosity of your giving. Joyfully I give with gratitude, for I know that as I give, I am given. I allow the abundant nature of the universe to flow through me now. I am so blessed, and so it is. Thank you, Facebook friends. See you next Sunday.